What's going on, Jeff?
Well, it's 4 in the morning. The boys have just emerged from their slumber, feeling quite tired. However, there's an air of excitement in the air, if you will.
On an early Friday morning in the spring of 2013, I traveled with 2 friends from Istanbul to Bucharest. Our main quest, to explore the city and to visit the legendary Bran Castle, home to Vlad the Impaler and the famous Dracula myth.
Bucharest is not such a big city. It's spread out. All the excitement and action is kind of concentrated in the old town, which we were very close to. And that kind of struck out to me as a real hip place, exciting, beautiful, in the sense that basically all the historical landmarks of Bucharest were concentrated in that area.
Bucharest, I mean, that kind of classic Eastern European, or what I imagine is classic Eastern European architecture. All the buildings are so, I don't know, they're adorned with so much intricate kind of designs on the outside, all these facades and all these kind of Romanian infused style buildings, all these epic domes and these beautiful Orthodox churches in between, even between normal buildings that you would see today. It's kind of cool. You're just driving along and you see, driving down like a main street and you see just regular kind of commercial buildings, and then in between them you see this 500-year-old Orthodox church, and it's just, they don't have any of those at home.
The next morning we set out for the first train to Brasov, and from there we would make our way to Bran Castle, where the legend was born that inspired Bram Stoker's novel and one of the most iconic horror films to ever come out of Hollywood.
Van Helsing. More Wolfbane. More effective than Wolfbane, Count. Indeed.
Snooze, guys.
Let's get this baby going.
On our train?
Oh yeah.
We were pretty excited when we got on board and ready to experience a new part of Romania. A few hours passed before we reached the Transylvania countryside. We were blown away by the drastic change in scenery.
That day the weather was kind of gray, so it kind of gave it this creepy Dracula-esque air. And we're on our way up to Bran Castle, where, you know, Dracula's pad. So that was cool.
It's beautiful, man.
This is great.
Absolutely incredible.
The trees are kind of like haunted too. This has Dracula's castle written all over it.
Hell yeah. That was a really good one, dude.
Shortly after we arrived, we were approached by a man named Nicholas, who convinced us to hire him to drive us all the way to Bran Castle. 3 of us piled into his communist-era Dacia and were off.
He turned out to be a very interesting character because he was the first person that has ever shed light on, you know, the ex-Soviet system and, you know, communism. And he shed light on it in a positive way. And talking to him was really interesting.
So were things better before or after the communist was over?
Communist system is good life in Romania.
Really?
Yes. No have independence. No have liberty for go.
But life was better.
Yes. It's no problem. Have siguranță social free for boys. Free school. And free university. Free rooms at the university. Many service free.
What really stood out for me was not the capital city, but was the countryside, especially Transylvania. Going and seeing Dracula's castle, you know, kind of trying to imagine life in the medieval times, you know, and just having the backdrop of this immense castle, and for the reason why they built it, and you know, especially in hand with the legend of Dracula and the myths, the fact that the Turks were involved, the Germans were involved, I thought Transylvania really stood out.
It's very important to get a perspective of what the rest of the world is like, from coming from the west coast of Canada to Eastern Europe, or when we're studying in Istanbul, you sort of need to, it's a contact sport. You need to go out and do it yourself and experience it. You can't read about it, you can't have someone else tell you about it, you have to kind of create your own story. What we get taught in the classroom, we're not going to remember. We're very, very small amounts of it we will take away, but these are the kind of memories and experiences that will last a lifetime. The classroom can't create something like that, but you can go out and travel and create something like that in a heartbeat.